Get this, nearly 1 in 5 homes in Florida has no property insurance. That's over 1 million families rolling the dice against the next hurricane because they simply can't afford it. But at the exact same time, politicians are throwing a massive party in Tallahassee, taking a victory lap. It's like doctors celebrating that a patient's insane fever broke. Meanwhile, the patient is still lying there totally wiped out. They're screaming about historic rate cuts, a market reborn, and that relief is finally here. So what's the real story? Are they right to celebrate? Or is all this good news just a complete mirage for us? We decided to find out. We're not looking at some boring statewide average or a shiny press release. Today, I'm doing a reality check on the ground in Brevard County, the Space Coast. We're going to your neighbors in Melbourne, Viera, and Palm Bay, and I'm looking at their actual 2026 renewal bills to see if their relief is real, or if their insurance bill tells a completely different story. To figure out what's happening in Brevard, first you have to understand the official story. And honestly, on paper, the news sounds amazing. After years of total chaos, Florida's insurance market is finally stabilizing. And this didn't just happen. It's because of huge new laws passed in 2022 and 2023. These laws were designed to stop the bleeding. For years, Florida was responsible for 9% of all property claims in the US, but had over 75% of the lawsuits. It was completely insane. It drained the insurance companies of all of their money, and one by one, they either went broke or they just simply ran away from Florida, leaving everyone with no options. The new laws attacked that problem head on. They got rid of the crazy rules that let the lawsuits get out of control in the first place. And according to the state, it's working. In January of 2026, Governor Ron DeSantis announced that the market is thriving. He pointed out that 17 new insurance companies have actually came to Florida, creating a real competition for the first time in forever. The biggest trophy they're holding up is Citizens Property Insurance. At its peak in 2023, it was dangerously overcrowded with 1.4 million policies because everyone else left. As of 2026, the number dropped to a whopping 400,000 as new private companies take on these policies. And for people still with Citizens, the state approved an average rate decrease of 8.7%, the largest in its history. More than 150,000 of them expected to see their rates drop by 10% or even more. Private companies are now filing for rate cuts too. The message from the Capitol is loud and clear. The crisis is over. Help is here. And guess what? Your bill is going down. But that message can feel like a slap in the face. Celebrating an 8% drop when your premium already shot up like 78% is like someone who stole $100 from you and gave you $8 back. Oh yeah, and then they expect you to throw them a parade. The statewide average premium for 2026 is expected to be around $3,800. Yes, it's down, but it's still more than double the national average. Homeowners on the Space Coast remember getting renewal notices that felt like eviction notices, and they were struggling to find anyone who'd even insure their roof older than 10 years. That financial pain doesn't just disappear with one good headline. So the real question for us in Brevard County is simple. Does the official story match our reality? A statewide average is just a number. It smooths everything out. To get the real picture, you have to get local. And that's what we did. We found 3 homeowners in Brevard County to see what their 2026 renewals actually look like. And the results were complicated. Let's start with Susan in Viera. Susan is the perfect homeowner. Her house was built in 2005. She's never filed a claim. And 2 years ago, she used the My State Florida Home Grant to get a brand new fortified roof. She has the best hurricane shutters. When she got her renewal, she opened it and her premium went from $4,800 down to $4,250. That's an 11.5% decrease. For Susan, the relief is 100% real. She did everything right and she's winning. But then you have David in Melbourne. He lives in a great home built in the 90s. His roof is 12 years old. Not ancient, but not new. He has perfect credit and never filed a claim. Reading the headlines, he was hoping for a huge drop. His renewal came, his premium went from $5,600 down to $5,488 down, a decrease of only 2%. Now on one hand, it's not another insane hike, but it's nowhere near the massive relief being promised. Now David's situation is the reality for a huge number of people in Brevard. And finally, we get Maria in Palm Bay. And this is where it gets crazy. Maria was with Citizens. Her premium was high, almost $6,000, but she could afford it. Then she gets a letter. Her policy was being moved to one of the new private companies. This is supposed to be a good thing, but then she got the bill. Her new premium was $6,900, a 15% increase. Now she was forced off the state's plan that was simply getting those rate cuts, and now she's shoved into a private one that cost even more. They told her this was progress, but it just cost her another $100 a month. Now these 3 stories, Susan's win, David's stagnation, and Maria's loss, paint a much clearer picture of what's actually happening. It's not one simple story, it's a patchwork where your specific situation matters more than ever. This patchwork of outcomes is exactly why navigating the real estate market here is very tricky. If you're trying to figure out whether to buy or sell on the Space Coast amidst all of this uncertainty, having an expert guide is crucial. If that's you, I put the link in the description below where you can book a one-on-one call with yours truly. Treat yourself, don't cheat yourself. Move to Florida the right way. So why is one person getting a huge discount while their neighbor is getting a price hike? To get the secret knowledge, I sat down with John, an independent insurance agent who's been working in Brevard for over 20 years. And he told me the good news is absolutely real. And he's also noted that the market is healthier than it's been in a decade. A few years ago, he maybe had 2 companies willing to write a policy here. Today, he can shop a client with more than a dozen. It's like going from a food desert to a full-blown farmer's market. That competition is everything. He also said the new laws were a total game changer. The litigation was a runaway train. The reform stopped it, and the lawsuits have nosedived. That's what gave new companies the confidence to come back. Okay, my question is, so if the market is so much better, why isn't everyone getting an 11% drop like Susan? This is what John said. First and foremost, he pulled out a map. Then he said a statewide average is almost meaningless. It's like saying the average temperature in the hospital is 75 degrees, but that doesn't tell you who has a fever and who's in the morgue. Someone in Satellite Beach is a totally different risk than someone in West Vieira. The second huge factor that John said is the roof. The roof is everything in Florida insurance. Think of the roof as a night shield. A brand new shield gets a hero's welcome. An older dented shield from 2013, even if it's still solid, is not in the same league. A home with a new roof is in a different universe for discount. So while John says that I had a light bulb moment. That explains David's tiny 2% break. His 12-year-old roof, even though it was good, doesn't qualify for the big money. Then I asked John about Maria, who was being forced out of Citizens into a more expensive policy. John emphasized that this was one of the most frustrating parts of this. He has admitted, for the state, shrinking Citizens is the right goal. But for some homeowners, it feels like being kicked off the affordable public bus and forced to hail an expensive taxi. The law can force you to take the private offer, even if it costs you more. You're told this is good for the market, but it's costing you more money. And finally, John brought up your credit-based insurance score. He says, think of it as your responsibility resume for insurance companies. One prior claim can be a black mark on your resume and raise your premium for years. So, there it is. The market is better, the rate cuts are real, but they are not lifting all boats equally. Your final bill is a complex cocktail of your location, your home's roofing age, its storm proofing, and your personal history. Hearing all this, it's easy to feel like it's just a lottery, but that's not true. There are things every Brevard homeowner should be doing right now to get the best possible rate. You know I can't let you leave without an action plan, right? So first and foremost, you're gonna wanna shop your rate. Do not just accept your renewal. For the first time in years, you have options. Call an independent insurance agent, not one who only works for one company, and you have them quote you with everyone. You can save thousands by just switching. Second, get a wind mitigation inspection. If you have a newer roof or hurricane shutters, this is your golden ticket. You give this report to insurance companies, and they are required by law to give you discounts. And if you haven't made these upgrades, look into the My Safe Florida Home programs now. It's a matching grant paying up to $10,000 from the state. A new roof might sound expensive, but between the grant and the insurance savings, it can pay for itself incredibly fast. Third, review your coverage and deductibles. A lot of people raise their deductibles to scary high levels just to afford the bill. A 2% hurricane deductible on a $400,000 house is $8,000 out of your pocket. So now that things are stabilizing, it might be time to lower that back to a level you can actually afford if you need it. Fourth, ask for every single discount. Don't assume anything is automatic. Do you have a security system? Do you bundle home and auto? Are you a non-smoker? A senior? Make sure your agent goes through the entire list with you. The key takeaway is to be proactive. The days of passively accepting a 40% rate hike is hopefully over, but the era of passive insurance shopping is over too. You have to be your own biggest advocate. Being proactive is the name of the game, not just for your insurance, but for your entire real estate journey. If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in the Brevard County area, and you want a partner to help you navigate this complex market, click the link below to book a call directly with me. Treat yourself, don't cheat yourself. Move to Florida the right way. So, back to our first question. Is the home insurance relief in Florida real, or is it a mirage on the Space Coast? And the answer is both. The relief is absolutely real. The state's reform stopped a market that was in a complete death spiral. New companies are here. There's competition. And for many homeowners like Susan, the rate cuts are significant and life-changing. It's a true oasis in the desert. But for thousands of others here in Brevard, that oasis is a mirage. If you're in an older home, if your roof is getting old, or if you're being pushed out of Citizens into a more expensive policy, the headline about rate cuts feel like a story about some other place. Your reality is still one of crushing costs, and that oasis is just a shimmering image of a distant horizon. The crisis as we knew it might be over, but the era of insanely expensive insurance is not. And with nearly 1 in 5 homeowners still uninsured, this is far from over. And if all this information has you wondering how to make your next move in the Brevard County real estate market, whether you're buying your first home, selling your existing one, or simply looking for an investment, this is what I'm here for. Click the link in the description below to book a private consultation with me, and we can build a tailored plan to your goals. Treat yourself, don't cheat yourself. Move to Florida the right way. This is where I'm challenging you. The most powerful information we have is each other. So I'm asking you, if you're a Brevard County homeowner, post in the comments below right now. What did your 2026 renewal look like? Did it go up or did it go down? And no matter which direction it went, up or down, but how much did it go up or down? Let's build a true ground level picture of what's happening right here on the Space Coast and help each other see past the headlines. With that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video.